Hey there, back on the rug with Salty again. I've got Max here with me because today we're having a look at the Greg Howes lick box made by Carl Martin, which is actually the East Sound Research company in Denmark who come along in the 90s. People like Reg Bonamassa use these line of pedals. There's about 40 of them in the line. Retail in Australia at the moment is about $450, around that. You could pick them up on Reverb for not much less, so they seem to hold their value. It's a three-stage gain pedal. Well, boost, gain and high gain, Max. That about right. They're stackable. So you can use each channel independently, or you can stack the boost, the gain, the high gain, a whole lot, which would probably take you to pretty crazy places, wouldn't it?
It definitely would. Definitely.
Okay. So we'll have a look at that. Look, I do apologise if we both look like a pair of glazed hams. It's 33 degrees here today. I could close all the doors and windows and turn the air conditioning on, but I'm a tight ass. I'm not doing that. So we'll get the pedal down, the camera down in a minute on the floor, and we'll let Max have a bit of a play with the pedal and let you know what we're doing. What our setup is, we're running through a sort of a custom Epiphone with a pair of P90s in it. They're big wide pots, aren't they, Max? They're 1 meg pots. Yeah, a lot of scope in them. Yeah, it's a really very bright instrument, I suppose you call it.
It is. Got a bite to it too.
Yeah. And we're through a Blues Junior equipped with a Jensen ceramic speaker. Nice tungstile tubes in that. Blues Junior's wonderful, versatile amp and very easy to mod, and got that classic sound.
Yeah, cool sound. Great.
Yeah. All right, so give us our dry tone, Max, and then we'll get down on the floor and have a look at this pedal.
Go for it. So I think the idea that I went with here is because of what the pedal is. Probably going to be using it more of like a rock environment. So I tried to set the amp on sort of the edge of breakup and then see where the pedal can take it from there. So, you know, just some of those kind of like classic. Just that kind of classic sound.
That's a classic sound and one everybody loves. Let's move the camera and get down and have a look at this pedal. All right, you'll notice Max has got his best footwear on for the screening today.
I want my feet to look at their best for this.
They look fabulous, they really do. So let's run through the structure of the pedal. You can see here, that's our boost section. It really only has the one knob, which is the level of boost you get. From all reports, it's really quite transparent, and I know people hate that word in reviews, but what it doesn't colour your sound in any way. It is quite simply a boost. Apparently it does pretty well at that. Yeah,
the thing that I've noticed playing with it so far prior to kind of getting to this point is I hear the word transparent and...
You cringe.
It's a little... Yeah, it's a bit difficult, but I think kind of a synonymous term you can go with transparent that's a little more pleasing on the ear is it's quite three-dimensional. You turn it on, you go... It just adds that extra thing where you go, there's more depth to what I'm hearing now, which is kind of what you want. And I've noticed that the boost on this is quite definitely delivers in that regard.
From the reviews I read, that was exactly it. It tends to change the personality of your amp a little bit. Yep, and next to that, over here, over the logo, we've got the crunch, which is sort of your medium gain, the kind of gain you kind of expect to get from an amp.
Yeah. Depending on your amp.
Depending on your amp, yeah. We're not talking fireballs or Mesa Boogie.
My EVH.
Level, gain, tone, pretty straightforward, on-off button. And then we get into high gain territory, same again, level, gain, tone. And you said the high gain's pretty high gain.
It's not even... the settings there are quite polite. If you were to push them, you could definitely endeavour to enter some territory. This much is true.
All right, well, give us a little something with a clean, and then we can look at that boost section.
Wonderful.
So what I detected there was that boost hit the front of the amp a bit harder and boosted its gain.
Yeah, it did.
Rather than the pedal doing it.
It really, the thing that I noticed is, depending on the style you were going for, I would almost say depending on, you know, the kind of player you are and the styles you want to approach, you could have the boost on all the time if you wanted. Set the amp nice and clean, really. And then when you want that bit of edge, just have the boost on when you kind of enter in that territory.
Cool.
Set it to taste.
All right, give us a look at that crunch channel.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Nice. Look, we might move on quickly to the high gain channel, and we'll talk about what we just heard after we've done the high gain channel. So rip straight in, Max. Give us that high gain stuff.
Yeah, let's go for it. I apologise. I'll try some things I don't normally do that a high gain player might do.
Okay. We're assuming we know what high gain players do.
Yeah. Dangerous territory, but anyway.
Look, there's a high gain section and a normal gain stage.
Yeah.
And you can stack them, but at no time did the sound become unusable.
No, yeah, actually very true. There is a bad habit, especially when if you're someone, and it's becoming more and more common, even amongst people who are already high gain, for the compression of the sound to stack different kinds of gain pedals. And the problem typically becomes that you do reach a point where you're like, it's almost the sound I want, but it's just so unwieldy in a certain way.
Yep, in a big muff kind of sense. I mean, it's a different style of pedal, but they get into that realm where you just can't use it.
No, you can't. Yeah,
you can go mud honey, and that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. Or you have a brilliant producer who's willing to put up with it and work it out. Yeah, the funny thing is about this pedal is that I feel like each and every sort of stage in it that it presents itself as is usable under any and all circumstances, either individually or in concert with each other. It just depends on what you're hoping to achieve.
Right.
Really.
Yep. I would agree.
And I think that, look, I'm a stickler for pedals that have, like, too many knobs. So it's nice to see that it's kind of 3 pedals in one. And each one, in my opinion, has the amount of knobs that I'd expect. It's like, cool.
That's all I need.
Problem solved.
Yep,
I didn't want to ask any questions. I didn't want a pilot's license with my pedal. I wanted a pedal.
I don't have an engineer's degree.
Yeah.
And it seems like it seems to be $100 per knob, if you know what I mean. If you've got 8 knobs on it, it's an $800 pedal.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy. This pedal shipped to me from Music Core. You can rent it. You don't have to pay $500 for the pedal. My overall opinion is it's really well built, and like I said, at no stage has it become unusable. I really like the way the boost worked with the gain stage on that. That was
great.
really cool.
I think the funny thing is like And a lot of places you play now, if you rock up to many bars, you'll probably get a house amp. The house amps tend to be things like a Blues Junior.
Course.
Or, I forget they're like the little hot 15 watt, 20 watt hot rods and stuff like that or whatever. And if you're maybe a rock player or something like that.
And the 15 watt, the AC 15s are pretty common too.
Yeah, and the thing is like, these things have great clean channels on them, but if you walk in and you're like a rock or a blues guy and they get a house kit, maybe even a metal guy or a hard rock player, and they hand you these, you're like, man, the clean channel just doesn't cut it. Something like this is great to just walk around everywhere with you, so you can transform those amps into the thing that you need at that point in time without having to have an argument with a sound guy or...
It's your stack in a box.
Yeah, lugging your quad box everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we just did that, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, no, thanks.
Yeah, so it's... I think, in all honesty, it sounds really great. I've tried a lot of gain pedals, and I think it's all very usable. Like, it's all very, I'd say easy on the ear, but easy for that sound.
Yep.
So if that's what you're looking for, go for it. Like,
good rock pedal.
Yeah, good rock pedal.
Greg Howes, a known sort of rock fusion jazz kind of guy.
Okay.
That's what they were going for, and I think they nailed it pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
All
Great
right.
pedal.
Well, thanks for watching. Sorry we're sweating, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for Max.